What's going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with another college football team overview. This is actually going to be, I believe, the third to last one, as my second to last one will be coming on Sunday, and then my final one will be coming on Tuesday. So two more of these annoying live streams, and then that'll be it for those. And then I'll probably just do I might do 2 live streams just talking about conferences and stuff. But other than that, yeah, in terms of like single team streams, there's only 2 more of these things. And you already know who the last one's going to be. So the only thing you guys are wondering is who's going to be technically the second to last one. And you're going to have to wait to find out until Sunday. So, as you can tell by the title and the thumbnail, I am going to be talking about the Georgia Bulldogs. And no, that image on the thumbnail is not photoshopped. Georgia did at one point in time have Todd Gurley, Nick Chubb, and Sony Michel on their squad at the same time. I believe that was when Nick Chubb suffered that gruesome leg injury. But hey, man, look what he's doing now. I actually saw something that said he ran a 4.3 a couple of days ago. He was doing like 40-yard dashes, I guess, when he was working out, and he ran a 4.3. You mean to tell me we got a Mack truck that can run a 4.3? Okay. But anyways, let's talk about Georgia. So some background information. They've been playing ball 116 seasons since 1902. They have amassed a record of 805, 402, and 50. They have only played in 2 conferences, although technically it's the same conference. I think it just changed names. They've been independent, as every team in NCAA history, pretty much. And they've played in the Southern/SEC. They have 13 conference championships, and they are 32, 21-3 in bowl games, 56 bowls total. And then they have been ranked 38 times in the preseason AP poll, 38 times in the final AP poll, and they have been ranked a total of 596 weeks in all. And, of course, they play at Sanford Stadium, which holds a capacity of 92,746, and that is, of course, located in Athens, Georgia. So we're going to go all the way back to when these guys joined the SEC in 1933. Their coach at the time, I'm probably going to butcher his last name, but it was Harry Marer. Okay. But anyways, in his first season in the SEC, of course, he was already at Georgia for a while, a couple of years prior to them joining the SEC. But they went 8-2 and 33, 7-3 and 34, 6-4, 4-5, 4-1, 6-3-2. Not bad. Those are some really good years aside from that 2-5-2. Well, that was the year prior. They went 2-5-2 in the year prior to them officially joining the SEC. And then after that, they had some good ball. They played some really good ball. And then they got rid of Harry, and then they brought in Joel Hunt. They went 5-4-1, 1-year wonder, 1-year stint. He left town. They brought in Wallace Butts. What a name, Butts. In 1939. So, yeah, World War II was going on, and these guys were playing football. Imagine that. Gotta love it. And they were mediocre. They're in this first year, 5-6. They went 5-4-1 in 1940, 1941, 9-1-1, and then 11-1 in 1942, 6-4 in 43, 7-3 in 44. By the way, they made 2 bowl games in 41 and 42 in the Orange and Rose Bowl. They won both games. Then they returned to bowl game prominence as they would return to they would go to the Oil Bowl in 1945 after going 7-3 in 44. And then they go 9-2 in 45, go to the Oil Bowl, they win. And then they go undefeated the next year, 11-0. Go to the Sugar Bowl, they win in 46. And then in 47, they go 7-4. They tie in the Gator Bowl. Then in 48, they go to the Orange Bowl after a 9-2 record. They lose. And then after that, 49, 4-6-1. Then they go to the Presidential Cup in 1950. They go 6-3 three ties. Wow. 3 ties. That's crazy. In one season. I guess that's just the way things were back then. 6-3 they lose the Presidential Cup. And Wallace Butts would be there all the way up until 1960. And they would have records of 5-5, 7-4, 3-8, 6-3-1, 4-6, 3-6-1, 3-7, 4-6. So if you notice, this started to get kind of bad. And then out of nowhere, here comes a 10-1 record out of nowhere, 1959. They go to the Orange Bowl and they win. That's what you love about college football, you know? You could be so bad for so many years, and then out of nowhere, here comes a freaking 10-win season. How about that? So Wallace Butts, in his final year, 1960, they go 6-4. Johnny Griffith comes to town, 3 seasons, 3-7, 3-4-3, and 4-5-1. So very bad. Like they're not even mediocre. That's just bad. And he only lasted 3 seasons. They got him out of there. And then Vince Dooley would come to town, and this is where they would experience most of their success before, I guess you could say, like the 2000s and stuff. But yeah, Dooley comes to town. They go 7-3-1, win the Sun Bowl. 1965, that was 64. 65, they go 6-4, no bowl game. 66, they go to the Cotton Bowl. They win, 10-1 record. Then they lose 3 straight bowl games in 67, 68, and 69. They went 7-4 in 67, lose in the Liberty Bowl. 68, they go 8-1-2. They lose in the Sugar Bowl. And then 69, they lose in the Sun Bowl after going 5-1. Then in 1970, they go 5-5, no bowl game. 1971, they go 11-1, go to the Gator Bowl. They get the dub. Then 1972, they go 7-4, no bowl game. 1973, they go to the Peach Bowl after going 7-4-1. They win. And then they would lose 4 straight bowl games, including 3 in 3 years. As they lose the Tangerine Bowl, as they go 6-6, lose the Tangerine Bowl in 1974. 75, they go 9-3, they lose the Cotton Bowl, and then 76, they go 10-2, lose the Sugar Bowl. Then in 77, they go 5-6, no bowl game. 78? Yeah, 77, they go 5-6, no bowl game. 78, they go to the Bluebonnet Bowl. I think it's like a butter brand or something. But yeah, they wind up losing after going 9-2-1 in the regular season. And then 79, they go 6-5. And then 1980, they go undefeated. They win the Sugar Bowl, 12-0. 81, 10-2, lose the Sugar Bowl. 82, 11-1, lose the Sugar Bowl. So 3 straight trips to the Sugar Bowl, they go 1-2. Yikes. Then in 1983, they go 10-1-1, they go to the Cotton Bowl, they win. 1984, this is still with Vince Dooley, by the way. 7-4-1, they tie. Yeah, they tied in the Citrus Bowl. 1985, they go 7-3-2, including a tie in the Sun Bowl. And then 1986, they go 8-4. They lose in the Hall of Fame Bowl. And then finally they get a win in 1987. They go 9-3 and they win the Liberty Bowl. And then the next year they repeat that. They go 9-3 in '88 and they win the Gator Bowl. And then Vince Dooley leaves town. They bring in Ray Goff. And in his first year, they go 6-6. They lose the Peach Bowl. Second year, they go in 1990, 4-7, no bowl game. 1991, they go 9-3, win the Independence Bowl. 1992, they go 10-2, they win the Citrus Bowl. 1993, 5-6, no bowl game. 1994, 6-4-1, no bowl game. 1995, they go 6-6, losing the Peach Bowl. 1996, Ray Goff leaves town. They bring in Jim Donnan, no bowl game. They go 5-6. 1996. 1997, they go 10-2. They win the Outback Bowl. 1998, they go 9-3, win the Peach Bowl. Then they go back to the Outback Bowl in 1999, go 8-4. They win the Outback Bowl. And then in Jim Donnan's final year in 2000, they go 8-4 and they win the Oahu Classic. Now, once Donnan left town, they bring in a familiar face, a guy that I'm sure Bulldogs fans know quite well, and that is Mark Richt. 2001. He would be there from 2001 all the way up until 2014. And fun fact, they have not missed a bowl game since 1996. 1996 was the last year they missed a bowl game. They went 5-6. Since then, they have made a bowl game every year. A lot of wins, a lot of losses, as you'd expect. But yeah, and Rick's first, God, I can't even say his name, Richt. So in Mark Richt's first year, God, that's a lot, man. That's a tongue twister a little bit. Yeah, but in his first year, they go 8-4, lose to the Music City Bowl. Then they go on a nice little 3 bowl game winning streak. After a 13-1 season, they win the Sugar Bowl in 2002. In 2003, they go 11-3. They win the Capital One Bowl. In 2004, they go 10-2. They win the Outback Bowl. In 2005, they lose the Sugar Bowl after going 10-3. In 2006, they go 9-4. They win the Chick-fil-A Bowl. And then in 2007, they go 11-2. They win the Sugar Bowl. In 2008, they go 10-3. They win the Capital One Bowl. In 2009, they go 8-5. They win the Independence Bowl. So it's kind of funny. They like lose a bowl game and then they go on a run. Then they lose a bowl game and then they go on another run. So they lose like a bowl game every once in a while. But it's actually pretty crazy. But where was I at? Okay, 2009, yeah, they win the Independence Bowl. 2010, they go 6-7. They lose the Liberty Bowl. 2011, no, 10-4. They go to the Outback Bowl, they lose. 2012, 12-2. They go to the Capital One Bowl and they get the dub. 2013, they go 8-5. They lose the Gator Bowl. 2014, they go 10-3. And then they win the Belk Bowl. And then 2015, technically, I guess you could say this was Rick's final year. But in terms of like his full year, 2014 was like his legit last full year. He didn't go the entire season in 2015. He went 9-3, and then he left town, and then Brian McClendon took over, and they won the bowl game. They won the Tax Slayer Bowl, and then from that point on, they've had Kirby Smart at the helm, and they have been fantastic. Really, yeah, they never really he hasn't missed a beat. They've been really good. They've been really consistent. Obviously, their worst record was that 6-7 record in 2010. Since then, they've been fantastic. As with Kirby Smart in 2016, they go 8-5. They win the Liberty Bowl, and then of course 2017, they go 13-2. Of course, you know Nick Chubb runs all over Baker Mayfield. I mean, not all over Baker Mayfield, but all over the Sooners, you know, and that's so crazy, man. Nick Chubb, dude. Oh, wow. I still can't believe the Bulldogs really had Chubb, Gurley, and Michelle in the backfield at one time. Talk about a lethal stable of running backs. That's crazy. But yeah, they won the Rose Bowl and then they lose in the national title game. Honestly, they should have won that game, but no. And then 2018, they lose in the Sugar Bowl after going 11-3. So yeah, 13-2, and then 11-3, and then of course this past year they went 12-2, and they won the Sugar Bowl. So they redeemed themselves. So quickly, let's take a look at their schedule from last year. They pretty much got off to a hot start. They took care of business against Vanderbilt, 30-6. No surprise. They crushed Murray State, and then they destroyed Arkansas State, like you'd expect. Then they escaped against Notre Dame, 23-17. They had their bye week. They come off the bye. They smashed Tennessee, 43-14. Again, no surprise there. Then they lose to South Carolina. And I remember I was at work watching this game, really seeing highlights of it. Like that was crazy, bro. They really lost to South Carolina in overtime, in 2 overtimes. I believe by a field goal, too. Yeah. They were trying to tie the game, and I believe their kicker missed it. Wasn't it, Blankenship? Rodrigo Blankenship. Bro. Man. Then they come off that loss, and they blank Kentucky. Then they have another bye week. They come off, and then they escape against Florida. I believe that this rivalry game is called the world's largest cocktail party by some people. It's played in Jacksonville. And, they got past Florida by a touchdown, 24-17. Then the next week, they blank Mizzou. Then they escape against Auburn, 21-14. They escape against A&M, 19-13. And then they take care of business by smashing their rivals in Georgia Tech, 52-7. Then they go to the SEC title game, and they lose to LSU like everyone else did. And then they rebound, and they beat Baylor in the All-State Sugar Bowl. So overall, a really good year. Looking at 2020, let's see what's on the table for them this year. So to start off their season, they got Virginia. Then they got Eastern Tennessee State, ETSU. Okay. Then Alabama, that's going to be a huge game. Then Louisiana Monroe. Then Vanderbilt, Auburn, Mizzou, bye week. Florida, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Georgia Tech. If you ask me, I see around maybe 2 losses again. Maybe. There could be a game where they maybe fall asleep, but who knows what they're going to do? I mean, they're going to have a new quarterback this year. It'll be really cool to see like how they do. You know, do I think they're going to be in the hunt for the playoff? Yeah, they're probably going to be in the hunt for the SEC title again. Not sure if they're going to be in the title game, but I think they'll be right up there with the others. But I got them. I'm going to say beating Virginia, beating ETSU, of course. I could see them losing to Alabama. I see them beating ULM and beating Vanderbilt. They're probably going to squeak out a victory over Auburn. They're going to smash Mizzou. Then they're going to have the bye week. Then they're probably going to – I could see them losing to Florida. Then they're probably going to beat South Carolina because, you know, those returning players are going to remember what happened last year, and they're going to make sure that doesn't happen again. So they're going to take care of business against South Carolina or South Kakalaki. Then they're going to beat down on Tennessee, and then they're going to beat Kentucky, and then they're going to beat Georgia Tech. There you go. I see 2 losses, Bama and Florida. Now, of course, you know, it's possible they could fall asleep in one of these games. Maybe they lose to Auburn or, you know, South Kakalaki again, or maybe they lose to Tennessee. You never know. You honestly never know. That's what's so glorious about college football. You never know what could happen. For all we know, they could lose to ETSU. Nah, not really. I'm trolling, yeah. So 2021, let's see what they got coming up. Ooh, they got Clemson. Ooh, okay, that's gonna be a fun one. Then they got UAB. Then they got Florida, Charleston Southern, and Georgia Tech. Those are their non-con games. Again, I'm only looking at non-cons. 2022. Georgia has Oregon. Ooh. So after we're done with them, they gotta play Georgia now. Ooh, that's gonna be nice. Then they got Samford. Okay. Then Kent State. All right. 2023. Let's see what they got. Oklahoma. Ooh. UAB, Florida, and then Georgia Tech as usual. 2024. They got Clemson, Tennessee Tech, Florida, UMass, and then, of course, Georgia Tech. It's kind of funny how they have Florida in the non-con section, but it's mainly because it's always a neutral site. It's always at Jacksonville. 2025, they have UCLA. Wow, they got to travel all the way across the country to UCLA? Damn. Of course, Dogs fans remember the last time they were in the Rose Bowl. Yeah. That could very well easily be the first time they're in the Rose Bowl. I doubt it. I'm sure they're going to be in the Rose Bowl at some point in the near future, I'm sure. College football playoff or whatever. But that could very well be the first time they're in the Rose Bowl since that game. Yeah. I mean, I know they won the game still, but, Then they have Austin Peay, the Governors. Okay, then. Then Florida, Charlotte, and Georgia Tech. So that's their non-con games for the next 5 years. Overall, they have games set up another 11 years after that. I mean, just for lulz. Let's see who they got on the docket in 26 to 37, bruh. Freaking UCLA and Western Kentucky. Okay, just for fun. I'm just doing this for fun, and I'm bored. 2027, they got Florida State. 2028, let's see who they got. Texas. Ooh. We're talking freaking 8 years down the line already. Of course, we already know they got us coming on the schedule at some point. 2029, let's see who they got. Texas, Clemson. They got Texas and Clemson on the schedule in 2029? I mean, who knows what these teams are going to be looking like? Who knows if Dabo is even still going to be at Clemson by this time? At this time, we're talking damn near a decade down the line. Crazy dog, why are you looking so far down the line? I just said I'm bored, and I want to see who these guys are playing that far down. Damn, 2030, these guys got to play Clemson and Ohio State. 2030 is going to be a tough schedule already. You can already tell. See, 2031. Damn, they have a lot of things set up. They have us in Oklahoma 2031. And then 2032. I just like it how we've decided to start scheduling the SEC teams again. We haven't scheduled an SEC team in so long, since the 80s. Clemson and Tech, of course. I see they got something going with Clemson now. Oh, again, Clemson. Man, they must have one heck of a series going on with them. Okay, and then you have Georgia Tech. So I'm guessing the rest of these are just Georgia Techs then. 2035. These kids are probably preschool. Oh, God. And then 2036. These kids are probably toddlers or whatever. These kids are really young. It's bad enough you're talking about middle schoolers at one point, but this stuff's crazy. But yeah, that's pretty much it for their scheduling. Like I said, though, I think Georgia's probably going to have about 2 losses. you know, maybe they, fall asleep in a game or something and they lose a game that they should win. But it happens every year. But for the most part, I see 2 losses. So let's see what the chat's saying. Baker's, look who it is. Georgia should have been in the playoffs last year. I feel like at some point they're going to expand the playoffs. That's good to know, Browns lovers. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap this up. I've been going for almost a half an hour. It'll be really interesting to see how things go with football. I'm really hoping sports can come back. Things are looking good, but we're still like over a month away from sports coming back. But I will be doing like Indians streams more often, of course. The best part is though, there will be no Indians freaking 10 o'clock p.m. streams like there was last year when we played the Mariners and such. Because we would have had to play San Diego at some point. Of course, that's on the clear other side of the country. So that would have been definitely a 10 o'clock, some start around there probably. But yeah, that's going to, and then of course we also had the Dodgers too. But yeah, I'm going to wrap this up, guys. So hope you guys have a good rest of your night. And if anything breaks regarding the Browns, Cavs, or Indians, or Blue Jackets, or Buckeyes, or whatever, I'll be sure to make a video about it. But until then, I'm Crazy Dog 99, and see you guys whenever. So stay safe, and I'm out.